Yet again, Africa's huge abundance of raw materials is fueling this growth, evidenced by a sharp rise in demand on the commodities markets in a number of African countries. The total amount of Chinese investment in Africa is about $155 billion over the past 2 decades. Chinese financial commitments to African infrastructure projects spiked from less than $1 billion per year in 2003 to around $1.5 billion a year by 2005, reaching at least $7 billion by 2006 and peaked at $28.5 billion in 2016. African governments have given China immense access to resources in partnerships that are clearly skewed towards China's advantage. Africa risks mortgaging its resources for many generations to come, and its posterity will grapple again with the tedious task of decolonizing the continent's resources. Unless there is parity in the way China conducts business in Africa, the continent risks its resources being looted yet again. This is the model of Chinese business in Africa. The Chinese government extends a credit line to an African nation, and with it comes a Chinese company and its workforce to execute the project. The local African nationals are left to scrounge for the peripheral jobs in these lucrative projects. Therefore, it is very likely that the bulk of Chinese loan money for investment and trade in Africa actually goes back to China with the Chinese firms and their workforce. They create employment for their nationals, and the African nations are stuck with the bill. The general argument by many investors in Africa is that the local workforce lacks the necessary skills set they are looking for without having to bring their own expertise. It can equally be argued that a component of the investment should be made available to educate and train a determined number of the local workforce for every project allowed.